Alright, I wanted to take a few minutes to show you guys how you can take advantage of the reporting aspect of Salesforce. I've been involved in using Salesforce in multiple sales jobs I've had over the last number of years, and it's really a great tool. And the reporting aspect of it is very powerful if you know how to use it and set it up in order to take advantage of it. And so here we're just looking at the home screen of Salesforce, the first screen that you come to when you log in. What I'm going to do is just basically show you some reports that I've built, how I use them, how they help me, and then I can show you in another video how to create those reports. What you want to do is click on the Reports tab, and any reports that you have personally created will be in your My Personal Custom Reports on the left-hand side. So you want to click on that folder, and then you can see all the reports that I've created for various things that I want to look at. And basically, Salesforce is just a graphical way to interact with a database. It's just a bunch of data that shows up the way that you want it to. That's really all Salesforce is. So I'm going to show you how I manage my pipeline in Salesforce. I really use the hot, warm, cold aspect of labeling my opportunities for a number of reasons, but primarily so that I can really segregate out what I want to look at and deal with in an orderly fashion. So I've created 3 reports here about opportunities. All my opportunity, all of my open opportunity that is warm and hot, and then all of my hot opportunity. So I kind of have it as a really big bucket, kind of a smaller bucket, and then an even smaller bucket, kind of working down into what I think is most important and what I would want to focus on first. So I'm just going to show you all of my open opportunity, and I'll show you how to create this report, like I said, in another video. It's very simple. What you're going to want to do is start with a report that's already created and then just basically customize it just slightly. Basically, if you look up here in the time frame, you're going to see an option up here. I've got it defaulted from May to December right now, but every time you open this report and run it, you can just go up here and change the dates that you want to run the report for. And then here is the report itself, and it's organized by account executive. So for each account executive that I support, there's a separate section of the report. So here's Abby Nager, 22 records. That means I have 22 opportunities currently open right now with Abby between the months of May 1st and December 30th. Of course, we don't really have anything that late, but you get the idea. So all of the open opportunities for her, all of the open opportunities for Jen Fowler, all of the open opportunities for Jeremy Tucker, and so on. And this report can be organized in any way. You can organize it by account name, opportunity name, brokerage. One really smart way to organize it is by brokerage. So if you click the brokerage hyperlink, it's going to organize it by brokerage. I already had it organized, so it did it backwards, Z to A instead of A to Z. So you can see now that I've clicked brokerage, it's organized all of the opportunities by broker inside of each account executive separately. So you have Abby's organized from A to Z, and then you come down here and you go to Jen's, and hers are organized A to Z. How this is really helpful is you can take a look at all of your opportunities with a particular broker at a glance. So I can see with Burnham and Flower Insurance Group right here that I have 4 opportunities. So 2 of them are with Elizabeth, 2 of them are with Jack. So I can really make 2 phone calls and talk about these 2 opportunities, and another phone call and talk about these 2 opportunities. And if you want to open the opportunity and look at it, one way I would suggest doing it, and this is just kind of a best practices within Salesforce anyway, is hold down the control key and click on the hyperlink to the opportunity name. That's basically going to open up that opportunity in a new tab. And this is just a good rule of thumb to use within Salesforce anyway, because then you are in the opportunity, you're talking about the opportunity with the broker, you're making a note about what you did, about what you talked about, whatever, and you're done with that opportunity. You can click it, and now you're right back in the report screen that you were just in, and you can move on to the next one down the list. So that's just a good way of a good rule of thumb in using Salesforce. Again, that's hold down the control key, click on the hyperlink. You can do that within Salesforce. Any hyperlink within Salesforce, you can use that 4. Sorry about that. Must have been like a little issue with my internet connection. But another thing you can do within reports is you can customize what information shows up. So you can see I have account name, opportunity, brokerage, broker contact, product list, last activity date. Here's a really good field that you want to be aware of. Last activity date. This basically shows me the date the last time I logged an activity on that particular opportunity. So it doesn't tell me what I did, but it just says, all right, the last time you touched this was 4/4. And you might want to sort by that. And if you sort your list by that, basically it's showing me that I haven't done anything with these opportunities right here. There's no date on these activities. It means I haven't logged any activity on them, probably because I haven't received a quote and that hasn't prompted me to go in there and do anything with that opportunity. But that's another discussion for another time. So that's all my open opportunities. If I go back to my reports tab, back to my personal custom reports, I'm going to show you that now I have another list. And the reason I have these lists is because I'll show you. I'll open this open opportunity and the warm and then the hot. And I want to show you why I have all three of these separate lists like this. So as you can see up top, I've got all the three reports open in separate tabs. So here's my all open opportunities, here's my hot and warm, and then here's my hot. The reason I have all three of these is because at a glance I can see all my open opportunities. I can scroll down to the bottom and I can see that I have a potential of $4.3 million of business in all my open opportunities. That's a little skewed because some of these have 0 because the data is not feeding over or whatever, but you get the idea. And then I look at my hot and warm and I have it narrowed down. Now I have 1 million in the hot and warm. And then if I look at my hot, I'm narrowed down even further. I'm looking at 500,000 of opportunity. So it just kind of shows you how to narrow down your pipeline. I do that because obviously the first thing I'm going to work on and stay on top of is my hot or my hot and warm. But I'd like to see, potentially how much is out there and narrow it down from there. You might not want to do all that. It's simple to do, it's easy to do. But anyway, let's look at the hot and warm list, which is really the one I work off of the most. And you can see it looks just like the other list, only these are only the ones that I've labeled as hot and warm. And I really like this last activity date because you can click on this last activity date and it's going to sort your list by, if you click it enough times, by your newest activity to the oldest, or vice versa depending on how you click on it. I wanted to show my oldest activity. So I can look at this set with Abby and I can see, I followed up on all these cases pretty much because the last time I don't have anything that looks stale. It really gives you an opportunity to look at your pipeline and see what have I not followed up on in a while. Like, all right, looking at this case right here with Monroe and Associates for Jeremy, Meadowbrook Insurance Agency, you can see my last recorded activity on this is 3/28. Well, we're getting to be about a week or so. So maybe I want to look at this and I want to open it up and find out what's the last thing I did on this case. Oh, it's right here. I sent the proposal out 3/28. You know what? I probably should follow up on this. I didn't have any rates on the case. So I marked it as a warm because I just didn't know. It's worth a call. It's definitely worth a call. 6/1 is the effective date or the close date that the plan is that they want as an effective date. So this is definitely worth calling on. So what you want to do is just utilize this report to kind of just basically what I call farm your pipeline. You want to keep looking at your pipeline. I look at this every day, and if you have a pipeline and you're in sales, you should look at your pipeline every day and find out what needs follow-up, what needs attention. All right, here's a couple of older ones. They need attention. I should call on these. These are getting a little bit stale right here. Granted they are 7/1 cases, but you get the idea. I just want to show you how you can at a glance really quickly see, hey, here's some cases I need to follow up on. If you're on the phone with one of your account executives, to keep my conversations with my account executives reasonable as far as time goes. I don't talk about every open case with them. Maybe you do, I don't. I talk about my hot and my warm. I'm going to call Rodney, and first thing I'm going to do when I call Rodney is I'm going to sort this list by broker, and I'm going to say, hey Rod, dude, we got 2 cases with Knight Insurance Group, and when is the next time you're going to go in there? We've got 2 cases with LSG, whatever. You get the idea. So this is how I use this report, and then here's my hot list, and this one I focus a lot of time and attention on. So this just gives you an idea of why would I want my pipeline in the reports section of Salesforce, because it's really easy to view. I know that in the months between now and July, this is my real opportunity right here. Here's my hot cases. I've got $500,000 worth of opportunity right here sitting in front of me that really deserves a lot of attention, and it allows me to focus on the part of my work that really should get the focus, and that's the cases that have a higher probability of really closing, because I've denoted them as hot because their rates look really good, their brokerages that we write a lot of business with, whatever you determine as your hot cases, that's where you would want to spend more of your time. So hopefully that's a help to you. I'm going to create another video on how to create these reports.